Hello, everyone. Sorry about that kind of long beginning screen. It went to a page I wasn't expecting it to after I took that off. Hello. This is my channel, TT's Trinkets and Treasures. If this is your first time here, welcome. If you are a returning viewer, thank you for your continued support. If you find this video informative and or educating enough, please hit the like button, leave me a little comment. And if you're not already subscribed, please subscribe to the channel and change your notification bells to all so you never miss the release of one of my videos. So I'm really excited about today, you guys. I got some amazing beads from Randee over at Thunderhorse Descendant, and I'm even more excited by how we're going to use them. If you have ever read the description of my channel, I talk about how I'm a jewelry maker and a fiber artist who does macrame and crochet, and how I like it when one bleeds into the other. So you all know that I love knotting with leather, with cotton, with cord, with whatever. I love it. It's one of my favorite things. And I've done it on this channel, but I haven't got to use crochet yet. So I'm very excited that we're going to be doing that today. And even more excited with the beads we're going to be using, which are some Charoite. Guys, I went on Google. I asked how to pronounce it. I listened to 3 or 4 kind of weirdo guys. I don't know if there are AI voices or whatnot, but they all say that this stone is pronounced Char-O-Right. So Charoite. If I say it wrong, please forgive me because I'm trying to figure it out. I brought it up in another one and somebody put in the comments how you're supposed to say it. So that's where we're at. Okay, I want to take you down to the mat. Oh, big change for your returning viewers. As of right now, I'm not going to be having the circle down in the bottom of the corner. There are a few reasons. First and foremost, that I found that I was going out of screen. One of the reasons I have to redo this necklace. Because right here, when I had it, that's where I tend to navigate to. So I have thought about possibly putting it up here in this corner, but I'm not 100% sure because the second reason is that it's very difficult to take these down and do clips or shorts with them when that video is there, because 9 times out of 10, StreamYard is wanting that to be the focus, where my face is, rather than the video in the background. So those are the 2 reasons. But enough about that. Let's get into the project, and I'm going to take you down to my mat. And here we go. I have some black Eslon that I'm going to be using. I have some Miyuki Silver Delica beads in the silver galvanized color. I have these 4mm Preciosa bicones in a gunmetal, and then I have these beautiful pieces of Charoite. Now, I ordered 2 full strands of these daggers. That's how much I like them. And it's also because of the great variation of this stone. You'll go from like this purple, then you'll get more black. You're going to start seeing some clear. It goes into this whole other purple color. Not right there. Come on. Where's a good piece where I can show you? You can see it in this piece, how the purple is much darker and more of like a natural color. This is my favorite color. I have some larger chunks of it. I believe I showed on the last video. Did not plan ahead to have one here now. But anyways, they're just beautiful. It has some pearlesque parts to it as well, where it shines and has chatoyancy. And so it's a very beautiful stone. Today we are going to have fun, and I'm going to help you, teach you how to make a crocheted necklace. So as you can see, my pattern is 5 seed beads, a bicone, 5 seed beads, a bicone, 5 seed beads, a bicone, 5 seed beads, and then the Charoite. And then you start the pattern over again until you get down to the center of it, where I have one of these beautiful tabs that I also got a full strand of. And then we just go seed bead, Charoite, seed bead bicone, so on and so forth, so that it lays very nicely like that when it's done. So to start this, I'm going to have to show you some very basic crochet technique. Sorry, I had to get a drink. Like the most basic. We're going to teach you a chain stitch. We are going to start by making a slip knot. I am using a size 2 crochet hook. You can go up or down depending on your own personal taste. So the first thing we have to do to even put the string on the hook, and there's multiple ways that people do this. I'm going to show you the easiest way I feel it is to teach, and that is to wrap it around your 2 fingers, pull it out. Where they crisscross, you're going to pull this cord down there. You're going to loop onto that and pull up, and you have a slip knot, which is basically a chain stitch in and of itself. So this is the way I want to get in as close as possible so that you guys can see this. I am going to tell you that not everybody does the chain stitch the same way. Some people do like I do and go up, catch that turn, and pull it through. There are other people who do it this way. Did I just do it the exact same way? This way, no. I'm trying to see. I could be wrong. Maybe there is only one way to do it. You would obviously reverse these steps for the other side, but this is a very easy stitch. Show you the slip knot again. Go around 2 fingers, pull that down, grab onto the tail, pluck the crochet hook on that middle cord, and pull down. So we are going to start with the button hook enclosure. We're going to use this adorable little bell bow. Bow button that we are going to use. Sorry, my words are like not coming out good today. But this is going to be our class. They're also beautiful beads. Like you can string it onto something and put a 6 or 8 millimeter, possibly even a 10 millimeter right up in there, and it looks really cute. In this instance, we're going to use that. So we are going to need a buttonhole. So for the first stitch, we're simply going to pull through and do a typical chain stitch. That looks like that. You can see there's a hole in it, everything else. This is the only one that's going to look like that for right now, because the rest of them, what I'm going to teach you how to do is a cinch chain. And the reason that I use this cinched chain is because it is the best way to make button loops outside of using a teeny tiny needle, which I have a hard time using. So we're going to do this, and we're just going to cinch it down as we go. You'll see that I have my thumb over this first stitch. I don't want that one to accidentally get cinched, so I'm holding it there. So the very next one, we're going to go over, we're going to hook our yarn, we're going to pull it through, and then once we've come through, you're going to push this down while also pulling out, and you will see it cinched up that stitch quite a bit. Show you again. 2, pull it through and cinch down. That's 3, so this is 4. Keep doing it. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Now I know, because this is my first time making this, that it takes 15 to make it easy to get into the button. Okay, the way that we're going to turn this into our button loop, right? Yes, with the little loop on it. Okay, So we are going to go into this first chain stitch that we purposely left loose, so this was not hard to do. And we're going to do what's known as a slip stitch. And we are just going to, so we have 2 loops on our hook. We're going to grab the cord like normal, but we're going to go through both of those loops. And then, yes, I'm going to cinch it up, just like that. Then we're going to, you'll see that I tightened this first stitch back up by just pulling the knot up against it. For this one other stitch, we're going to grab both cords. We're going to pull them through and cinch. Here, that is the last time we will use this until we clean it up at the end. This is the reason for me doing it. If you notice, these 2 loops are now in the center of the hook, of the loop. They come straight down. If I didn't do this stitch, let me go ahead and show you. Oops, where did you go? What did you just do? I don't know what I did. I did something incorrect. There we go. I don't know what I did. Anyways, if I don't do that, let me show you what happens. We're going to go back in to this first stitch like this. And if I only pull the stitch through and then leave it like that with the knot on the other side, if I can get to go through this hook, sorry, through the other side, you can see that it's off to the right of the loop. So it does not look like it's part of the rest. So I cinch up this first stitch as much as I can. I grab both cords in my hand. Try not to lose my loop. And then we're going to go and grab both of them and pull them through. Wait, what just happened? Okay. Single stitch. Yes. Grab both of them, pull through. And we're going to cinch that down. And now you can see that the loop is in the middle. It also helps to keep that first stitch cinched right up. Now, we're not going to worry about this until the end when we weave it in. So, there are a few ways that I have seen other people do these necklaces where they just do a chain stitch and just go along, bump, 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 do a bead, chain stitch so many times, do a bead, whatever. That's not what we're going to be doing. What we're going to be doing is we are going to slide down some of our beads from the pattern. And if you hold this hand down at kind of an angle, these beads won't travel up on you when you don't want them to. So you're just going to push the first seed bead down up against the hook, go around. Sometimes the first one can be a little bit tricky because there's 2 hooks or 2 loops, and we pull it down. Then we're going to pull down the second one. We're going to do a slip or a chain stitch. Third, do it again. Now, if I didn't have this down, these can slide right up and in the way. So that's why I'm doing this. Slide the 4th one down, chain stitch, 5th one down, chain stitch. And I want to show you this. I have personally never seen this done. I am by no means saying I'm the only one who's ever done this, that I created this, whatever else. That is not what I'm saying. It's saying that I've never seen this done. So if you look on the back, this is what it would look like. You can see the silver, but just imagine that those would be open spaces. This is what it would look like. The way that I did it, it looks like that. And I think it's very pretty. It's my favorite thing, simple elegance. It kind of like draws attention to it nicely. And I just love it. So then we're going to drop down our next bicone and 5 stitches. I'm going to scoot you guys out just a little bit now. because I know the focus isn't always the best when it's in there. And then we're just going to do the same thing. And we're going to put the bicone in there. Then we will pull the 5 seed beads down, pull it into place, go around, pull it through. And you guys can use these as cinch things as well. I'm not necessarily cinching it tight, but I'm also like, if there's one that seems to get loose away from me when it's closed, it goes. So all we're going to do, I want to go through one full repeat with you guys before I leave you to your own devices. So we have that bicone we're going to go through. Chain stitch, CD move down, pull and go through. Second, see, this is why you don't want them to travel up on you. I don't normally keep this many this close to what I'm working on. I just pulled them down so that I would know where I was in the repeat. But you can just keep it going. I hope you guys can see what I'm doing. Bring down the third bicone of this grouping. The next 5 seed beads, and then we will get to the first dagger stitch. And there's nothing special about the way that I'm doing the dagger stitch, which you will see as soon as I get as soon as I get done with this section. I lost my loop. I just want you to see a full repeat with me. That's all. So like that. Then when you get to the Charoite, you're going to pull it down and you're going to go over it exactly the same way that you did the bicones and the other seed beads. Now, as you're working, you're going to be seeing the back of the necklace. If you flip it over, you'll see this is what it's going to look like going down. And I love how the silver just glints off of the black cording. I think it looks very pretty. I like the way that it looks next to the dagger stitches. They're very pretty. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do all of this until we get to the center stone. Then I'll meet back up with you, show you how I go about doing that. And then we will come back and finish off the necklace. See you in just a minute. Okay, I'm back. And just like that, we're at the center of the necklace. Okay, so when we get down to the center, I do the groups of 3 with the bicone. So this will be the third bicone in the last bit of the pattern. Here's the other 2. So we're going to pull down the bicone. And we're going to crochet it into place. Oh, and I just want to say something. The reason I don't do cinch stitch on stuff like this, which I know some people do, is because I still want it to flow. This is a nylon product. So you already have that going against you because it's not a natural fiber, where if it is, you wouldn't have to worry about this quite as much. I would love to see like a bamboo product like this, like a rayon. That would be amazing. Just saying. Okay, so we did the last bicone, and then all we're going to do for the center part is we will do a seed bead, a Charoite, seed bead, bicone, seed bead, Charoite, seed bead, bicone, seed bead, tablet, the little tab pendant. And if you see, this one's smaller than this one, so forth, and then it does the same thing over here on this side, and then we jump right back into our pattern of 5 seed beads, a bicone, 5 seed beads, a bicone, 5 seed beads, a bicone, 5 seed beads, a dagger. But we're just gonna go right into that. So I'm going to walk you through this because I'm going to need to show you something when it comes to the tab. So we have the bicone in place. So let's go ahead and seat the silver in place. We're going to come to the first tablet or the first dagger. If I can do this, I just don't want to catch the seed bead with the dagger. I want it to be separate. Sorry, you guys can't even see what I'm doing. I don't want to seat the, I don't want the dagger to be connected with this. It needs to be its own stitch like the rest of the necklace goes. I do not know why this is, we're just going to move those down. So I don't have to worry about those. Okay, we're just going to go like this. This is a spot where you could stitch because you're going to want it. You're not going to want it all loosey-goosey there. But even though it's technically a cinch, I'm not pulling it rigid. So we'll move the CV down, seat that into place the way it's been the whole rest of the necklace. We'll bring down a bicone and the other seed bead. So bicone first, seed bead. And if you wanted to crochet this piece loose, you absolutely could. I would probably recommend going up to at least an 8/0 in the seed beads if you're going to do that. Otherwise, these teeny tiny seed beads in the middle of a larger chain stitch might look awkward. All right, next dagger coming down. You're just going to go seat it and pull it into place. Make sure that it's like out like the rest of them, that your line is across the back of the stone and the way that you want to do it. Then we're going to do the seed bead, bicone. Oops, you stay right there, Mr. Bicone. Right there, next seed bead. Okay, we are at the center. The only thing that's going to change with the center is there will be an extra stitch. So we're going to do an extra chain just like that. I think it's just one. Gotta remember. If not, you'll see in a second. And then we're going to go behind the tab and do another stitch and try our best not to knot it. Let me see. Nope, it needs to be 2 stitches. Okay, so you go down there. So here we have our seed bead. We're gonna go 1, 2, and these don't need to be loosey-goosey or very tight. Just do it at a nice pace. Then you're going to make sure that you're going across the back of the tab. You can still see that silver seed bead, which is good. And then we're going to do 1. And these are, because they are empty stitches, they'll be smaller. But let me do the next seed bead bicone seed bead so that you can get a good idea of what I just did. So we're going to do seed bead, bicone, seed bead, and then we're going to show you what this looks like. So this is what it's going to look like. Now, you can see that the string back behind this is going to kind of tuck back and forth. That's okay. Do not worry about that. That's what you want, as you want there to be movement in the piece. And if I did it super, super tight right here, then the seed bead would be on the back of the tab pendant. And then you're just going to go into the rest of it. So I'm going to finish crocheting this up and I will be back as soon as I'm done. Okay, I have finished recording or finished crocheting both sides. As you can see, this necklace is kind of long, but that's okay because I see it as something that can be layered with another, or possibly you could even double it over if you wanted. I don't know, you might have to add chain to the back to do that. And then, of course, you would want to use the lobster claw, not the other, not button and eye hook. But on this side, for some reason, I only had two more. I don't know how that happened. I I only have 3 seed beads on this end, so I'll just have to adjust for that when I cut off my cord so that I can add 2 more on and fix that. But for right now, I am going to try to get this untangled from itself. There we go. Okay. Nope. One more time. There we go. Okay. So at the end, we do need to go ahead and attach the button. But first, like I said, I need to go ahead and put 2 more beads at the end of this. I'm going to cut off a section that should be more than enough room to accomplish all of those things. And then I'm going to melt this end so that it doesn't fray when I go to add the last 2 seed beads. And then I will do the last 2 stitches. And then we will get to the button. So once and twice. Okay. So now there are a couple ways you can do this. You could just put the string through this a couple of times and knot it. Another option would be to crochet it directly on. So as you see, I've got my hook up through the buttonhole right there. I'm going to grab on to oh my goodness gracious. I just need to grab that cord and pull it through, but I cannot get the bow to hold still. I don't know that I have the dexterity to do this. Okay, why did it just work and now it's not? Hold on. I happen to have, I think this is a smaller hook. I could be wrong though. Let me see. Let's see if I can't do it with this one. No, that one doesn't go through at all. So this is not the smaller one. It's the bigger one by 2.5 millimeters. But it apparently makes a pretty big deal. Okay. So get over there. All I need to do is pull it back through, but I can't seem to get the hook out with the thread. So instead, we're going to go ahead and tie off. So in order to do so, all I'm going to do is go like I'm doing another chain stitch, except for I'm going to pull out and just knot it off right there. Now we are going to go and we are going to attach the buttonhole or the button. And we're simply going to do that by going down to where our necklace ends. Sorry, there's way too much stuff right here, and I'm afraid I've been out of frame this whole time because I am very zoomed in. I did not realize it. I apologize for that. Okay, so we're going to get the bow down in place where we need to, and then we're just going to tie the first part of our knot. But obviously, our knot needs to be way up here. Heather, what were you thinking? Which was I thinking? Or actually, was I not at all thinking at all? How did I just do that? This is like one little piece of it. So come undone. How did I do this? I'm just trying to get this out. Okay. There we go. We're going to come in here. We're going to go around. And we're basically going to knot it. So I do have some tweezers right here, but I would just need to go in with my knot, hold on exactly where I want the knot placed, and pull it down tight. And then we're going to take the tweezers out and we're going to put it in place. Next, we're going to go through it again, but this time we will do a surgeon's knot. So we're going to go through not one time, once, but two. Okay, so we've got that. We need to come down here. We do not want it over the top of the button. We are going to go in through the loop, which is right here. Grab onto the other side of that cord. And then we're going to pull this down nice and tight. Oh, how did I get that? Oh, I just want it right here. This is called trial and error. There we go. Now we've got the surgeon's knot on there. We can pull that tight. And it's on there, knotted twice. Now I want to go right here in between these two little knots. And I want to reinforce the cord that's right there. So I'm just going to very carefully go in between those two. And I'm going to go ahead and do it a second time with the surgeon's knot again, right in between the ends of the knot and the beginning of the cording. So I'm going to be right here. So we're going to pull down, pull my tweezers out, and pull it tight. And now we have our button on securely. We can go in and very easily cut this. We can do it on both sides and burn the ends to itself or melt the ends to itself. Okay, we're going to come over here and we'll do the same exact thing. We're just going to cut off the excess cord, come right into where that is, melt it into itself, and you've got your necklace. So let's turn up. I will try it on and see so you guys can see it. Look. Love it. So what I'm thinking is you could actually do this twice, and if you wanted to, I can't. If you wanted to, you could have used the button in and of itself, but I actually don't mind the length of this. Obviously not with this dress, but with either a purple or black dress, this could be really elegant. You could also not drop. I don't know why I don't just put this over my head. It's big enough to do so, even with my big old melon of a head. Okay. I love it. It's so pretty. Oh, I like it. I like it a lot. I'm very pleased with this. Like I said, I'm now toying with the thought of maybe adding something on. I would basically, in order to do so, let me go to my other camera, sorry. In order to do so, all you would need to do is break out the middle seed bead and then attach in the empty link, in the empty chain. And you could attach anything. You could do it with cording. You could do it with a piece of chain. You could do it in many ways. I do wish that this had been about 4 inches longer because, and this might be possible on someone younger than I, but if you were going to double this over, nope, it's this way. The bow needs to turn. This would be so cute at like a choker length right there, and then have the rest down underneath it. Obviously, I have a thicker neck than some, but then you would just basically do something like this. Like I said, somebody small, this would be adorable. It would work. There wouldn't be an issue, and that could be really cute. Ha ha ha. This might get remade. I didn't even think about doing that until right now. So, of course, like I said, it would need to be at least, unless you are a tiny child, it would need to be at least 4 inches longer. Anyways, I hope that this is informative and or educational. I had a lot of fun. I love Charoite. It's one of my favorite gemstones. It's absolutely beautiful. Get ready for more. Again, I got these from Randee at Thunderhorse Descendants. It was a custom order. She had to order them from Taylor Falls for me and then mail them my way. So, which was great. Love them. Cannot wait to make more. So, between now and my next video, I hope that you guys are having a wonderful day. And as always, happy beading.